So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cup cozy which goes onto your travel coffee cups. I'm going to be making the slightly longer one, but there is also a slightly shorter version so that you can make whichever one takes your fancy. This pattern is a free pattern and you can download the PDF down below. I'll leave a link there for you, and in the PDF you do get the version for the slightly longer one and the slightly shorter one so that you can make whichever one you would prefer. Okay, let's jump right into it. So we're holding two strands together. I suppose you could use two of the same colour. I prefer the like mottled look when you use two different ones. And we're going to start with just a slip stitch on our hook, and we're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15. Okay, so once you've got your chain 15, we're going to chain 2. This chain 2 counts as a stitch, okay? So that's your chain 2, 1, 2, and it counts as being in this stitch. So we're going to double crochet into the back loops only of this next stitch, okay? So this counts as the second stitch of the round. And then you're going to go in the back loops only right along, and this is how you make it stretchy. Okay, and into the last one. And you should have 15 stitches including your initial chain 2. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the end there. Okay, this is where you have a choice to make. You can either chain 2 and turn, and your chain 2 would count as your first stitch, or I prefer to do a stacked single crochet. I can show you how to do it. There is a video on my channel of how to do it. I prefer it. I think it looks a bit neater. It gives a bit more of a neater edge than a chain. So we're going in the back loops only of this. So we're going to go into that back loop of this first stitch, pull up, so you've got 2 loops of double strands. You see that? And you're going to pull through. So that's just a single crochet. Then you're going to go into one of the legs of that single crochet. So you see I've got 2 loops on again. Pull through that first one, and then through this one. So you've done 2 single crochets and they're stacked on top of each other, and they look like a double crochet. And then you're just going to go again into just the back loops, and we're going to double crochet along to the end. So if you're going to use your stitch markers, I would recommend after you've done your stacked single crochet or your chain 2, whichever one you're doing, just putting the stitch marker in there, because then when you come back to the end of it, like having one in each end, then you know that you've got enough stitches. But yeah, I feel like for something like this, I don't bother. So again, double crocheting along in the back loops only. And at this point you can start to see what it looks like and how it's going to stretch. You're just going to continue on with that pattern, double crocheting in the back loops only along for 15 double crochets, including your chain 2 or stacked single crochets at the beginning of each row. And you're going to do 12 rows. So I will get my 12 rows done and I will come back. Okay, so I've just finished my 12 rows of double crochet, and you can see we've got a bit of stretch in this, and that's what's going to help with fitting it onto any coffee cup. So next we're going to turn the work and then bring our first row up to meet this one, and we're just going to slip stitch along and join them together, but we're going to do it in the back loops. So we're going to go into the back loops of the last stitch we did, and then find the back loops of the first stitch we did over here, slip stitch through. I think because it's like double yarn, it can be a little bit tricky to find the back loops of that first starting chain. So just take your time. So we're going in through the back loop, and then through this back loop, and slip stitch in. And that's how we are closing it up. So just carry that along all the way to the end. Okay, last one, slip stitch, and that's connected right along. Then we're just going to, I like to chain one before I fasten off, just because it makes a little knot. Cut through both pieces of yarn and pull through and pull it tight. And then I'm just going to use my darning needle to sew my ends in. So I have these two ends that I just cut off, and I also have the two ends from my starting line. So I'm just going to weave those in and then I will come back. Okay, so I've weaved my ends in there and I'm going to turn it the right way out. And that's it done. Get my coffee cup, slide it on there, and it fits perfectly because of the stretch, see? Okay, there you have it. So this is one we just made on a plastic coffee cup, and this is one I made earlier on my paper cup from the actual store. So if you do decide to make your own, please tag me in any pictures that you take. I want to see all your cozy autumn pictures. And for more free patterns, then you can check out all the links below. And I also have a couple of patterns for other mug cozies, ones that go on actual mugs for in the house, and one that fits around a Stanley, and both of those are in the links below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.